If you picked up English or any other language later in life, then chances are that you can speak and write it, but in a social settings, you sometimes hesitate to tell a story or participate to the fullest extent. You probably run out of ideas or things to say or comment about, or can't quite frame the stories you would have in your native language. This is because of 4 things that the traditional education system and lesson plans miss out on. Cadence, which is the tone and the throw and the delivery of words and phrases. Then the phrasing itself. There are so many phrases and expressions in every local setting and language, which has inner meanings and connotations. Then there is the accent, depending on which part of the world you are and which community you're trying to speak to. The accent varies greatly. And last but not the least, the context and references. This is about knowing what the people are sentimental about, what the pop culture references are, knowing everything from sports teams to certain buildings that may have certain historic value. I will give you clear examples of how each and every one of them work, and I will also tell you how you can self-study and pick them up on your own fast. You might want to subscribe to this video before that. My name is Rai. I'm a former media presenter and director. And out here, we break down things, ingredients that help us build our own personal brand, our own persona. And being able to tell stories in English or any language really in a fluent, engaging manner is a big piece of that puzzle. So let's break down these 4 things that greatly enhance your storytelling, especially if you're speaking in a second language like English. Number 1, cadence. Cadence means that tonality, that sing-song quality of a language. Where you stop, where you start, where you emphasize and where you pull back. Now, this cannot happen by reading books and lesson plans. This can only happen if you watch a lot of colloquial stuff like interviews, podcasts, stand-up comedians. Those are the people who actually speak in a natural manner. Even newsreaders don't speak in a natural manner. So if you want to pick up that natural flow, you need to watch people who are speaking that naturally and not in a scripted manner. Number 2, phrasing. This is about saying the same thing but in a more interesting way, in a more catchphrase-like manner. So let's say I'm saying, she said she'll do it, but I don't think she will actually do it. Now, this can be said in a different manner. For example, she said she'll do it, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm not going to hold my breath. It does not mean I'm not going to hold my breath. It means if you hold your breath, then you have to keep on holding your breath because that is not getting done anytime soon. So knowing these idioms and expressions greatly enhances the way you talk to people. It adds humor, it adds flavor, it adds variety. And it makes people sit up and listen to you, often bring a smile to their face. Then there is accent. Very commonly in India, people use the word massage or message instead of saying message, which is like an SMS. The massage is again a completely different word. So knowing these variations are very important. Long time back, I was working in a call center for a very brief amount of time, and I called an American person, and I was talking about what I assumed was pronounced as product. So I said, would you like to buy our product? And this person said, it's not product, it's product. Learn to speak English before calling us. And he slammed the phone on my face. But now I know that it is pronounced both as product and product, depending on where you are in the world. So don't get belittled. Just know that different people speak differently. And if you're trying to have a relationship with your in-laws who are from a different culture, then you need to pick up their accent. If you're speaking to a client who's in a different country, you need to focus on that accent. And it's okay to know more than one accent and keep switching between them. It's called code switch. And last but not the least, context. Knowing what the local people are sentimental about, the people, the places, the things, the movies, the music, greatly enhances the way you speak to them. For example, once in US, I was talking to this lady. I heard she was not keeping well. So I asked her, how are you? And she said, well, not too well because I got that disease that Celine Dion got, the Stiff's disease. Now, when I was a kid, I got a Celine Dion poster from somewhere and I put it up on my room on the wall to actually cover a crack in the wall. So it stayed there. Now, I did listen to a lot of Celine Dion. I love her. And I've also followed her. I keep up with the gossip and all. I used to work in radio. I used to play her music. And so I know that Celine Dion has some kind of disease where she has lost a lot of weight. So immediately I was able to connect with not only the person, but also the disease she was talking about. And I said, "Oh, so you must have lost a lot of weight." She said, "Yes, I used to be 200 pounds and look at me now." So sometimes when we are learning English from apps or from some classes, we miss out on these colloquial, everyday pop culture references and contexts. Another example I'm going to give you. One time I was at Home Depot. I went there to buy a dowel. A dowel is a small stick, just a foot I needed. I got it. I came to the cashier at the checkout, and there was this lady standing there. She took my dowel. She said, "Is this all you're going to buy?" I said, "Yes, that's all. I just came for this one." And she said, "Well then, Happy Mother's Day." And she gave it back to me. I said, "Thank you. Happy Mother's Day. So how much do I pay?" She smiled again and said, "Happy Mother's Day." Now, Mother's Day was the next day, and I was with my child, so she could see I was a mom. And I thought she was wishing me Happy Mother's Day, but she wasn't. She was actually saying, "This is free. You can take it and enjoy." And when she said Happy Mother's Day, she said, "This is a gift from Home Depot to you because it's Mother's Day, and this is just a small thing. We're not going to charge you for it." So look how much difference knowing local context, days, celebrations, famous people, sports people, all these things make. So next time you're learning a language, learn it through some context. Think about the people you're going to communicate with, what they like, what they enjoy, what they are sentimental about, and learn those things first. And you will have a ball of a time telling stories and understanding other people's stories. By the way, if you want to, please subscribe to this channel because I really hope this video helped you. And then I can see you in my next video as well.